Understood. I'm ready when you are. All right, guys, you've probably seen enough of me or heard from me in the emails. Let's do this. First thing, what I want you to see here is I mail out the newsletter pretty much exactly at 8:57. I know John pretty much expects that, and I do my best to get it there, so we'll see that. Let's go with the first day of October the 1st. First thing, notice it's issue 274 at 367 today. So I've been doing this for quite a while. I use 3 pillars of market success to frame out the trade: the fundamental, the technical, the market timing. You can see it right here. Of course, I gave you a report of the previous day starting trades. We're kind of talking about a hint of what's going on in the news. And of course, they talk about captured all the eyes. What I did is I designed the AM turn to actually be used visually. So you move it up and down, kind of see, you put them all together, what's happened before. To me, it's a no-brainer, but I guess a lot of folks don't think about it. You can use your zoom key here on the right. This gives you 2 days away. And the bottom line is we're really trying to give you an idea of what happens so you can get a picture of your mind of how the trade and how the market's framing up. My goal is actually to give you the opportunity to start framing your own ideas and reinforce what common sense should already have told you. My specialty is the Wycoff wave and the clock. So I'll give you an example. This is the top of the Wycoff wave. You can't get this anywhere. You can only get it from me and Wycoff, and he's dead. You can definitely see that this is just coming down, and the spill down is indicating it's in alignment with the clock. It was an S4 day, so everything's on pretty much on track. At this point, notice the trend line is coming down. Now, this being an S4H day, the cycle has different behavioral characteristics that you would anticipate. Now, they're either going to be normal or aberrant. This is a prime example of an aberrant day. So you have the spill down, AM high, mid PM low, and a lunch high. And I'll wait till the cursor catches up on you. At this point, you should have already had a good feeling that this market's going down. And your expectation would be the last hour would check pretty much the opening print or the low of the day. Now, if you had the Wycoff wave, you could have easily seen that we had a divergence up here. The S&P was making a higher high. Wycoff is actually not even getting in closer. So let's go ahead and get into the presentation. What moves the market? All right. You've probably read this many times. We talk about time-tested, proven market principles that allow you with uncanny accuracy to align trade with Swiss clockwork precision, improve your consistency and profitability, and predict trading turns each day using a hidden clock and the Wycoff principles of judgment. And before we get started, I'd just like to say that I truly believe you're looking to hold out for a few points more on your trades, or you're looking to better time your trade with optimum trade position for maximum trade potential. Your subscription to the AM term will change your trading life. If you're looking for that last combination of trading success, breaking barely even, or you come to the right place. New to trading, need a framework for your trading ideas, looking to get started, just don't know how, I can help. You can get started trading the E-mini for as little as $500 to open an account. At the CME requirement, not that you really want to trade with $500, but unlike stocks, you can lock in your stop at 1 or 2 handles. That's 50 to 100 or 150 to 200, 3 to 4 handles. Anything more, you should be out waiting for the next trade. Trades are like trains, and with the hidden clock, they have a schedule. And I'll say that again, and really think about this. Trades are like trains, and with the hidden clock, they have a schedule. There's no better vehicle, there's no better way to make money in the USA than trading the E-mini using the Wycoff wave and the hidden clock, which of course you can get in the AM turn. There's no quicker way. By 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can be sitting on a pile of cash while you're sitting on your behind. Okay, let's get started. A belief is something you have not experienced. That's why you have to believe it. Once you experience it, you know it to be true. So let's change that to I know the AM term will help you to achieve your goals and your desires that you need for your trading success. It's going to change your family's economic viability. This is your secret weapon to bulldozing through the pain and not seeing the green in your trading account that you truly feel you need to support yourself and your family. I'm also going to show you the number one mistake most traders make and how you can avoid them. I'm going to show you my step-by-step process to finally being able to time your trades with exact precision and with the insiders. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how to get ideal trade location using the Wycoff principles of judgment and the insider's hidden clock, and without the disappointment of having your stops run when the market takes off without you. And these trade locations have an uncanny accuracy, support and resistance levels, and reverse levels better than anything you've ever seen. Hook away in your mind, and pretty much you'll find this unique opportunity will drift away and get lost in the shuffle of your life, and you're going to miss out. I got two free gifts for you. Gift ones, you got a quote from Wycoff that's apropos in any market, and I got a special offer for the first 10 subscribers. If you're looking for something more than up, down, sideways, Fibonacci retracement extensions, you've come to the right place. In the next 34 minutes, you're going to discover what elite hedge funds and insiders have known and used since the 1930s. I focus on intraday cash and e-mini trader who consistently shows a profit but looks to get making more money by holding their trade longer. Now, if you're looking to put on more size with greater confidence, knowing when and where and how the low, the high of the day will play out before the trading day begins. If you're a break-even trader looking to dial in that last combination to trading success, I can help. This is not Gann Elliott Fibonacci. It's nothing that you've ever heard nor seen before. Imagine having a game plan laid out for you each trading day based upon proven, predictable, and profitable market behaviors. Can you see how your stress level might decrease as your confidence level increases? Knowing as price nears the 1030 marker, this will be the higher the low of the day. Can you see yourself putting on more size and riding your trade to greater profitability? Can you see your P&L go from green to green or from red to green? There's a hidden clock that controls after you place your bid or offer where the last print will seek the higher the low within each trading day. This is known to only select traders and market insiders. And wouldn't you want to know what the insiders know? Imagine after you've dialed in the last number to the combination of market success, how your P&L will soar. I teach traders how to time their entry and exits to Wycoff principles and a hidden clock. One group of my traders, the sardines, are looking for 3 to 4 to 5 or more. Another group, the tuna and the billfish, they're longer term traders, are looking for 8, 10, 13 handles or more. At $50 a handle, that's like 250, 650 on a one lot, 750 to 1900 on a three. Trust me, this is really a low ball estimate. On an average week, you could be looking at 8,000 or 13,000 on a good market run. First, we use a little head-known clock that controls the E-mini. It's a 4-day cycle that controls how and where the last print will ebb and flow. This cycle is only known to a select few and has predictable and profitable market behavior. Very few traders are even aware of it, and if you're not aware, you're missing out. Second, we look at the duration of each wave using old school Barker Lounger boys, Wycoff principles, and time each entry and exit to the hidden clock. Third, we get out and take a profit, or we get out and take a loss. It's a simple paint by number process. No longer we be asking your friend, hey, what do you know what's going on? No longer we be run over by the algos who are vying for your stop. Listen, you don't know me yet, and I don't know you. I don't know your story. You could already be a millionaire 3 times over, Al Bundy middle class, or living in a spare room struggling to get by. We all have different stories. I'm willing to bet you busted your hump for a long time, working to get wherever you are today. It's the same with me. I've been fortunate to have lived the gamut of life. I've gone from the front guy holding the baton, leading the parade, to the rear guy all back of the bus holding the bucket for the elephant scoop, and every player and participant in between, hero to zero in 60 seconds, and I've loved every minute of it. At 13 or so magazine subscriptions to all the ladies around town. At 14, I farmed a piece of land and bought my first upright piano. In the winters, I cleaned driveways and pulled folks out of the snow. In the summers, I chopped and picked cotton. Not afraid of hard work and don't run away from it, but I'm much better with my mind than my body. Yeah, so much better. Yes, so much better with my mind. I enjoy work. I enjoy hard work. I enjoy playing. I love to ride my bicycle up in the mountains, enjoy cooking a vegan meal. As a top level programmer, all the corporations wanted a piece of me. I gave a piece of me to CompuServe UK. I was in the United Kingdom the week that Lady Diana died in Paris. Bell Atlantic, Wells Fargo, and Sears, just to name a few. I was in high demand. So much demand, I started my own e-commerce integration company. I was a third level technical referral for Authorized Net. And then that fateful day happened in the USA. The Twin Towers fell, and that event changed my life and the course of my destiny. I set a goal to be a trader by the time I was 40, and it was high time I got down to doing it. Long story short, I've got a webinar on it. I found Wycoff and WB, and my life has never been the same. I'm a private guy, but I touch thousands of lives. I feel we're here for a purpose and try to fulfill my purpose for being here each and every day. My daily mantra is to allow folks to feel a little better about themselves than before they met me. I live at a higher frequency. My thoughts are on a higher vibration. I have an eidetic mind, so I don't forget. I'm a prodigy. Second generation of Chet Atkins, and yeah, I play guitar and piano. A lot of times you see me quote music lines. Everything you see in the AM Turn is written by me. That's why I shared a little bit of who I am. Graphics, the words, design, the charting program. It's all little pieces of me, an organic work in progress. It's constantly changing and evolving. I'll help you make more money trading the E-mini, providing you with subscription-based, actionable trade ideas, outlining potential trade scenarios, using a hidden clock, support resistance levels known only to insiders, professional traders only I can provide. If you never traded the E-mini, I'll even show you how. Now, you may think I was born to a life of privilege, but nothing can be further from the truth. So fast forward a few decades, you get me, the sum total of all the hopes, the fears, the dreams, the sorrows of all the people I've met and all the books I've read. I'm just a regular guy. No silver spoon family, Wall Street, Chicago, network, financial fast track, educational express, superstar, golden boy. I have an intimate knowledge of the insider mindset, how the insiders in Wall Street think and act and position their trades. I wrote my charting program. Don't use indicators, just judgment, interaction, and price, volume, and time. I focused on the intraday waves of the market and how they're timed to the hidden clock of the market. I look at the composite man and the insider in terms of the market. Others look at the bulls and the bears, which I think is my strongest point. I see the market in terms of the composite man, the insider. Most traders look at the market in terms of the bulls and the bears. This creates a dichotomy, a duality of mind. Wycoff looked at the market in terms of the composite man, the insiders, the combined effect of the bulls and the bears. It's the insiders that move the market in terms of the news, catalysts, and offing events, not bulls and bears. I've cloned the mind, the vernacular, Wycoff's thinking and writing's approach to the market. Since I was born in the country indigenous to the land, I not only believed in the American dream, to me, I thought it'd always be here waiting for me. Now, I still have them wear those cufflinks my grandfather was wearing, and if you think that's strange, I can still remember that exact same day. Ask me sometime. Now that you know more intimate details about me than my mother can remember, you may ask, how am I different than all the rest? The subscribers to the AM Turn get my personal email to ask questions. Usually I reply in the mailbag section the next trading day. I don't Twitter and tweet, no fan of texting, and my phone doesn't text. I'm best reached by email. Long story short, when the folks at Mr. Top Step asked me to step up and pick up WB's newsletter, I turned them down 3 times. I wanted to make sure if I was going to put my name on it, it would work, and it worked all the time, or at least every time. As a programmer, often I take on a project. Corporations would use my talent, skills, and ability to their benefit. If it did not feel my work would benefit those who used it, I would decline the project. I'm not going to make a ton of money at the expense of my detriment. It's the same thing with the AM Turn. Knowing WB allowed me to be a better me. But I wanted to make sure. Now I'm done. I'm free to spend my time trading and writing the AM Turn. I'm free to do anything I want. And now that I reached the 300th issue, I plan to share it with the masses, the billfish, the tuna, sardine traders, to help all the fishes, the big and the small, get confirmation and swift clockwork precision timing on the trades. If you're a billfish trader, you've been trading for 6 years or more, looking for a large run spanning multiple days, moves ranging from 20 to 30 handles or more. If you're a tuna trader, you've been trading for 3 to 6 years, looking for multiple runs spanning multiple days, moves ranging from 10 to 20 handles. If you're a sardine, you've been trading for 1 to 3 years, looking for small intraday runs, moves ranging from 2 to 4 or 8 to 10 handles. Now, whether you're milking to make 2 to 4 handles or more intraday or 10 to 20 across multiple days, the AM Turn is for you, my trader friend. If you have a few minutes to spare every morning, I can help. Do the same as these fishes in the sea. Look for yourself. On Monday, August the 13th, 2018, if you were a subscriber to the AM Turn, you'd have been given these levels. Now, it keeps getting better than this. Of course, those who were great days to trade, those numbers were given before the market opened. Imagine how much better position you've been just knowing where the market was headed. That's 55 handles. I'll show you again. Just on these 2 days, depending upon how you trade, you could have printed 2,750, 5,500, 8,250 a week just on these 2 days. That's about 3,000 for about 2 days of work. It doesn't get much better than that. It was in the AM turn. You could collect anywhere from 2,000 to 8,000 with a direct result. This was a bad week for investors, no doubt. Would have been good for you because the S&P resistance levels were given to you in the AM turn. And your email inbox before the opening bell, you could have positioned short just waiting for the price to trade up to these levels. Now, within a few minutes, you'd have known with all those different wagers and predictions being placed on the S&P, you could collect it anywhere from 2 to 8 grand for your very minimal effort. I don't need to remind you, this is going to be deposited to your trading account automatically. Now, before I dive deeper into this, ask yourself, do you really want a better time your trades? Do you really want confirmation of Swiss clockwork position timing on your trades? Imagine how your life would change. Imagine how your P&L will go from red to green or green to greener. Do you want to take 2, 4, 6 handles or more out of the market each and every trading day? Here's what the AM turn can do for you. This is pretty much a summation from September the 14th to January. I didn't do anything to December. We basically rewrote and pretty much the Humpty Dump that you'll read about. That's what I did to the AM turn. The market was so volatile. It was just really not even a good place for really, you would probably have anywhere from 4 to 6 handles and stop, and it really wasn't worth it. But you can see we had trade on 1 lot, trade on 3 lots. For the most part, we're looking at 908 handles. You can see that at the very top. Profit about $45,000 on a 1 lot or $136,000 on a 3. This is the real deal. Imagine how your life would change. Imagine how your P&L would go from red to green or green to greener. Do you really want to take 2 to 4, 6 handles or more out of the market each and every trading day? That's what the AM turn can do to you. I'll show you one more time. And we track this every day. I'll show you in the recap. Pretty much I'm all transparent. Whatever I recommend, this is in your email box. I've got to look at these levels and put them together before 8:57. Every day before the opening bell. The odds are almost always against you. Don't believe me? Look at this. Since January the 1st, 2018, last year, only 38% of the stocks have gone up in price. Of course, now we're fighting the December supply again. I wrote that last year, so now we're back up where we were in December. That's simply worse than odds in a coin flip. In fact, the average stock's gone down by 1%. This is happening while corporate profits at a 5-year high and unemployment's at a 45% low. You think with the economy as strong as it was, you'd better have odds with stocks. But on October the 8th, 2018, I called the top using the Wycoff principles, the clock, WB's hidden clock, when all the pundits were saying, hey, buy some more. The water's fine. Come on in. I put this together. The last words, hot U.S. economy. I wrote this on that Sunday, getting ready for the Monday, October the 8th. Everybody was wanting to buy. Everything was fine. Come on in. The pundits are saying now America's still the way to go. These are my thoughts. Up, up, and away. Come on in. The water's fine. Sounds to me like something you'd say when the market was at a top and you needed some new, young, uninformed bulls to enter the composite man, could get the market a few handles and start to blow the pond. We should expect the Fed interest rates to rise in December, which they did. That's almost a certainty. We should not expect the tariff to get settled in December. No kidding. We still haven't done it, and it's today. That's not a certainty, but a high probability. We could be on the fence if the blue wave will sweep through the November. The Republican says no way, but who knows which way the American public will sway. Well, we do know they swayed and took out the House. As we look at the week starting to unfold, I understand now why the weekly pivot was a benchmark for WB. It's a level that all traders would have had. Depending upon whether we're close or far away from the weekly pivot, will tell us how aggressive or defensive we should be on our strategy. So the first day is up for grabs. Depending upon how the first day ends of the week, will tell you a lot how the strength of the weakness of the bulls and the bears. Now consider in light of the last few days, and it gives you the bias of who is close or far away. If price starts to move away from the weekly pivot, up or down, it gives you a point to reference. Now, if there are 3 phases to a market cycle, at that point, nobody knew anything. They were just saying, keep on buying. Few believe the market has turned. Well, I was one. Some accepted the market has turned, and I'll even show you how I was able to figure that out using Wycoff wave and old school TNA. Everybody knows the market's turned. That's the third one. I'll even indicate that there's a man that talks about the bear cutting into his skin. The S&P is quadrupled from the lows. The easy money's already been made. Earnings per share at an all-time high, but a lot of pundits are saying, hey, it's different this time. This is actually what your talk show and your pundits were saying that weekend. We've been on, and this is my thoughts. We've been on a 10-year economic recovery, and the odds are not on your side. So it's bullish for America. Still way to go. And this guy actually said, et cetera, et cetera. I had to Google that and see if that was really a word. Actually, I heard him say this on the interview. But be wary. It's my thoughts. Move forward, but with caution. News is good. The earnings are good. The media has positive stories. Price is high and bullish exuberance. All the ducks are lined up. It's a perfect storm for what Jesse Livermore would say. I took advantage of a bullish story and on the open, and by 12 o'clock, they never knew what hit them, kind of thing. And that's exactly what happened. Notice the ease of the price move to the downside the past 2 days. The market may be telling you something. Wycoff would say it could be a potential preliminary supply or the start of something new. The time will tell. Now, I sent that out on Monday. I needed a catalyst, but I wanted to put it out there, and I kind of fit what the catalyst is going to be, either Wednesday or Thursday. You can see, kind of get the indication things aren't as good in this little graph down here at the bottom. You don't believe me? Let's take a look at it on the timeline, and I'll actually show you the AM turn. All right, I showed you that one. We'll go back. And this is that day from Thursday. We had a holiday. This is the S1 day. On the S1 day, WB would always say he'd go fishing. You won't see many comments from me in the chat. It's really a day to kind of get a feel for where things are going to play out. The one thing I would really draw to notice right here, if you're caught up with me, is a lot of volume. Like I said, I designed this chart. You won't get this anywhere. You can't see it only on the AM turn. But basically, these are volume indications that, hey, we got the professionals coming in really hard and strong. Notice price is not moving. It's just hanging. They want to get out. This is something I want to keep your eye on. This is the uptrend support line. A few days, this is really going to get violated. This is pretty much be putting together. You can pretty much see of common sense what this is. The news items have been remaining. Overview of the overnight and what you need to look for today and the catalyst. Headwinds, crosswinds. The main thing I want to draw your attention to is this right here. We've got an apex. This is an overnight trade, but the main thing is we got a downtrend support line with an apex. And when you get the AM turn, you can click on any of the pictures. I'll show you one more here. Just click on the picture. It's going to give you the bigger one. So once again, it's just right here you want to keep your eye on. This is, I believe it's a daily. And it's this old school TNA, but that's really how I was able to call the top of the market. And we'll go to the next day. Notice you get the fundamental sardine. Looked like we put about 9 plus 4 handles, 13. Just give you an overview. This is news from the overnight. That comes off of Reuters, gives you an idea. Here's WB's talk, S1 day. Personal note, I'm talking about what was actually going on. It was a distraction. Really, that's what I was looking at, how they were distracting us with the Senate hearings. But in the end, the composite man, he was just selling like banshees on the other side. This is the S4L day. Now, on the S4L day, we're looking for the spill up, AM low, mid PM high. At that point, you can see where we take out the opening print violently. WB would say we threw mama from the train. We see 2 ascending trend lines. It's really telling you all you need to know. What you need to understand is 3 days away, you'd have already known how this day would have played out. That's what the cycle does for you. Now, as we had the low, we're expecting the last hour to be the low of the day, and that'd be a normal day, and that's how the WB's hidden clock would actually play out. This is how you get the edge that other folks don't have a clue. That's what's going on. I don't understand. Don't worry about the news. Don't worry about what's going on. Look at the behavior price. That's really all you want to look at. You see right here, this capitulation. You see the volume coming in. They're getting out, man. They're getting out. They're trying to bid it, hold it up. Once again, this is old school trader support and resistance lines. This at the top, this would be R3, R2, and then the R1, your pivot would be down to here. Unfortunately, you can't see this side over here. There's something wrong with the way I wrote my own program and I bypassed Windows operating system. So it, for some reason, can't see it because I'm actually painting outside the Windows graphic in the memory. I'll work on that another day. But what you really want to take home is this downtrend line here. You got the mid PM high. You could have easily positioned short, knowing that you come in the PM high. We did a wet beak, as WB would say, and the last hour low ended at the low of the day. We'll look at the next day. For the most part, they're trying to get everything back up. So the overnight news is going to be bullish. S2L day, we're looking for a good day for that. You can see the overnight, the previous day's results. And from this point, the Wycoff wave is going up like banshees. But on an S1H day, like I said before, it's really telling us a lot. The high should have been up here. We're looking at the AM high, but then if you can see, we took that out and we dropped all the way down. This is telling you something. This is telling you supplies entering into the market. Once again, here's the one we want to keep our line on. You can see an imaginary line. We're doing okay, but we should have been coming up. Say we got the volume, but we're not coming up. So let's take a look at the fifth day. That's the Friday. At this point, indicate from the news from the previous day. I don't have a crystal ball, obviously, so I'm giving you the news from the previous day. Biggest drop in U.S. stocks since June. It was a risk-off kind of day. Let's look at the comments here. S4L, and I talk about the expert here. He wouldn't know he was in a bear market until the bear's teeth cut into his skin. That was the first thing I realized. You know, I think they're trying to get the public into the market because they want to get out of some trade. I've been talking about Trump playing this market like a fine Stradivarius. I actually Googled that word. I knew that was right. It's the point to where he's still playing it. It's a tariff that I just took it out. Google, here we go. Trump, China's a disadvantage and Trump is kicking them where it hurts. I talked about that 6 months ago. And May is finding herself in disarray. Same exact news we got going on right now has not changed. Google faced a fine, and Amazon's making money on Prime. They raised their Prime to 125 or 150, whatever. Fight is to safe havens and bonds in USA markets. I'm giving you a hint. Subconsciously, things are changing. The problem is emerging markets are falling as the dollar's rising. Asian markets are open and then drifting lower. And China is a 300-pound gorilla with JP Morgan hitting 20% tax on goods from China. So I've been keeping the news at the front for a few weeks. Soon the party may end. Once again, another hint that we could be ending this thing. Someone will need a seat. A few weeks ago, Trump talked about the Mexico, but he blew up NAFTA. And then here's really what I was looking at. The boys are back in town. The bigger players were out. They're playing at Dino's Bar and Grill. Basically over here, you can see potential turns. We can go into that more deeper, but I need to look at my time. Technical resistance, pretty much we capitulated and everything blew out. But notice, even with that, if you use the clock, it was an S3L day. Even though that was an abnormal day, the mid PM low came in on time. Mid AM low. It's really telling you, okay, we're getting some accumulation here. You could see that they were starting to buy here, prop the market back up. Let's see. Here's what we're looking for. That bar right there, that simple bar right there, along with what I've told you the last 3 days, is what did it. This is where the market fell apart. This is pretty much where the high was. Now, notice the next day we're going to get to the 8th. And what did I say? That same day I had. I just need to go further. That's where I made the prediction. That's how I used all the principles of Wycoff and the clock. And I made the prediction that, hey, we're at the top. We're at the top, but no one knows it yet. I've already read that to you. So the next day, we're looking at, I took one day out, so it means to quit. So dragging. So at this point, the algos were trying to bid the market back up. You can easily zoom back in and see what happened. You can see that for the most part, we just recovered what we had. WB would call that a bounce. Not a bounce. Yeah, he would call it a bounce. It was a leg up. It needed to pass that. Right there, I talked about where they were actually accumulating to get the market back up, but they're just trying to get out of their positions. The 10th, I believe that was the day that did it. You can see the news was bearish. S1L day. This is talking about the previous day. You got the spill low, AM high, mid PM low, lunch high, mid PM low, and then last hour. So the most part, this is telling us on the S4H day, this is really all you needed, because the S4H day, the last hour, definitely should have taken out the AM, the mid PM high. It didn't. You're given all the information. You've already knew that we already had this major capitulation through mother from the train. The apex is really what you want to look at right here. This is the major apex of the overnight session, and prices already coming out of that. You've had that in your opening print. Come down to here. And let's see here. This was the day before. So the last day when the market really fell apart. You could see it was a bloodbath. And that was the day where the FANG stocks actually gave away. If you can see right here, I talk about the tech titans, but what happened was there was this little data breach that they had, and I talked about that in the AM turn and the pros of the numbers. Bloodbath, that's where the market fell apart. The clock was still on track cycle for you. That's it right there. That's what everybody wanted to see. This is what happens when the apex falls apart. That right there. That is the same day, only the next day. That's what was going on. All right. Let me ask you a question. How many of you feel excited or overwhelmed? Right now, you should only have two questions. Am I happy being an outsider? Do I want to trade against the insiders? If you can answer no to both of these questions, then your next response needs to be yes. Send me your newsletter today. With the AM turn, you're going to get the previous day, real-time Globex, overnight geopolitical peon Asian trade. The previous day's cash, real-time open lows, open high, close, settle with the volume. We're doing the weekly highs and the lows, weekly pivot support resistance, along with a daily pivot, R1, R2, R3, S1, S1, S2, S3. Narrative how the insiders may position their trading positions. Overnight Globex to the up to the, actually now it's 8:30 and the highest and lowest. Pros and the numbers. How WB would have thought about the market. The turns, S1, S2, S3, S4, with the probabilities and expectations. The bulls, bears, wants, and needs. Eventual expectations for the day. Notable traits of behavior to keep in mind for the trading day. How the tune of the billfish may have biased on the day. The normal, how the day should play out and where the high and the low should be. Honing, that's what earns you the big bucks and how the market will play out. A detailed description. Observation as the day started and the end of the day, the mode and the mind of the traders. How the news, the events, the catalyst shape the trader's thoughts and the trades. How each side would have traded from the bull side and the cash side. The levels and the events. Previous day supply, the demand was fair value and the settle. Big picture levels where the price is poised to stop, look, and listen. The fine-tuned levels where the price may have a greater propensity to reverse. A narrative of the overnight developments, the Asian, the European, the markets. Events on the top for the current trading day and the time for trade alignment. The clock for the current trading day. A breakdown of the potential highs and the lows for each turn in the market, an outline of the timing of each potential high and low, a description of the type of the day with possible scenarios that may play out when appropriate, a possible outline how events may play out within the day, and a breakdown of the time, price, and turn for each series trading day. I'm really trying to give you a framework to put your ideas into perspective. When you subscribe to my newsletter today, I'll give you my personal phone number. We'll set up a time today or in the future to talk about the Wycoff wave, the hidden clock. You got to join today. That's the same way as I did with WB to get my personal phone number. And don't give it out, naming the folks in the chat room. Do you want to know the insider knowledge, how the market works? Do you want to know how the insiders trade with that knowledge? Do you want to know the inside skinny from Cousin Vinny? You will not find this in any charting package. I wrote it. I don't sell plugins. So please keep your questions to Wycoff, the waves, the hidden clock. I don't give opinions and I don't give advice about how to trade. I'll give you the timing of the hidden clock, the waves of the market, and possible levels where price may stop, look, and listen. I don't care where the Dow's headed next month. I only care where it closed at today, where's cash, and what was fair value. I focus on the composite man's campaign, the insider trade. If you're looking to make 2 to 4 points every day out of the E-mini, then I'm your man. I don't call out plays. I call out potential turns in the market and how those turns relate to predetermined levels. The Dow leadership reference to fair value with tick can capitulation. You will not buy at the high. You won't sell at the low. Neither do the insiders. When you describe the M turn, you get the pros and the numbers, proprietary turns with the probability and expectations. The honing, that's what earns you the big bucks, how the market will play out. The detailed description, how the traders and the view inside real news with catalyst opening overnight events. The levels to stop, look, and listen, time to the waves of the hidden clock of the market. Now, if you're looking to learn how the insider, the composite man, would trade the market, looking to make 2 to 4 points every day in the E-mini, looking to make ideal trade location, you're the hidden clock, you're going to get all of this. I've done my homework. I've done my research. You don't have to. I spent thousands of hours with timing sales, looking at the dome, seeing how price trades around the interrelationship of volume and time, digging out the golden nuggets at Wycoff, living more and more with real-time trading every day from open to close. I know what's practical. I know it works because I've done it. Of course, there's some things that seem impractical or practical until you sit down and trade with them and you realize they're useless. I really don't enjoy that. I want everything I learn to be practical. I want it to be something that I can use right now and make my trading better. That's what I'm offering you today. I read hundreds and hundreds of books on old school insider trading. I've seen hundreds of thousands of hours of screen time and continue to read and see timing sales, dome, and more every day, because I'm always on the lookout for new insights, new ways to place old school trades in this modern day millisecond age. I'm always looking for a new quiver in my toolbox to make my job as a trader easier. I'm always looking for a new angle to approach professional trading. The tips, the tricks, the tools that blow me away with how brilliant they are, the things that make me go, wow, I never thought of that before. That's amazing. Those are the things I'm looking for, and that's what I'm offering you today. I've given you a new lens through which you can view an amazing and successful approach to trading like the insiders do, using the hidden clock and Wycoff principles of judgment without investing in expensive software, data feeds, and price lagging indicators. It's a filter that you can apply so you can understand what I understand. So you can benefit from the countless thousands of hours of research and trading that I've already done. But really, what makes me different than any other Johnny-come-lately who spends their time ranting and raving about the best trading approach to the markets? Well, I'm willing to bet that those Johnny-come-latelys have never done any serious, intimate study of the market trading real time with insider trade using a hidden clock. To the crazed, misguided folks who spend all their time on message boards, fiercely typing, I could have traded better than that, the answer might seem obvious. But if any of those folks were ever to try to look at the market through the eyes of the composite man, the insider, and the hidden clock using their own judgment, and not invested in expensive software, data feeds, and price lagging indicators, they'd find it's not as easy as they think. Yeah, you know that. You're a trader. You understand the pain of slaving away at something that should be a world of abundance. And your head is like shooting fish in a barrel. For whatever reason, at the end of the day, when you sit down to look at the computer at the hard right side at 4:15, pull it up on your computer, it just doesn't come out right. You take a step back, look at what the chart is saying, and say to yourself, hey, that's it. That's what I saw. But what was I thinking? Why couldn't I have seen that in real time when it was happening? Because you need to have been prepared for it. You know you have the potential to see the turns before they happen. You're passionate about trading the market, and you're excited about it, and you love it. Yes, but you just can't get it right. What are you missing? What mental block is stopping you from figuring this out? I'm here to help you remove it. That's why I'm so excited to introduce you to the Wycoff AM Trader AM Turn newsletter. What makes us different from other newsletters out there? I'm just an average guy, just like you. Could never be a Batman, a Wycoff, a Livermore, Elliott. I'm just Robin. If I had this opportunity when I first started, I would save tens of thousands of dollars and years of time. You know, the number one thing that helped skyrocket my success was learning directly from mentors of where I wanted to be. If I personally spoke with you and gave you all the knowledge I've learned after 10 years of trading in the trenches with thousands of dollars to find out what really works, plus all the help from my mentors, would this be worth it? Now, exclusive for the first 10 traders, you call 888-WYCOFF, extension 202, or click to WycoffAMTrader.com. During this webinar and subscribe to my AM Turn newsletter, E-mini, I'll give you 3 20-minute hand-holding phone sessions. That's $125 value for acting immediately and subscribing today. So tell me, What is it worth to feel fulfilled, happy, and satisfied with your ability to pick the levels of the market where the turn should occur? What is it worth to you to learn how the insiders think about the market? And what exactly do you need to achieve their same level of success? Now, there are some newsletter subscribers who would gladly pay $300 a month for their subscription. In fact, some of them have told me that they'd pay 10 times as much as their subscription. But you won't pay even half as much that, not even a quarter of that. If you order immediately during this webinar, the next 10 minutes, I'll also give you access to member-only website, the Mr. Top Step portal for the AM Turn. You get a special email, a special webinar link from me, only if you order my newsletter right now. Inside the member-only portal, you'll have access to archived AM Turn newsletters and a direct link to ask me any questions you may have had about the hidden turn, Wycoff, any questions for just 29 billed to your credit card. That's about 8 cents per day. Heck, you probably got that much stuck in the cracks of your couch. That's 60% off my normal rate of $49. So why so low? Because I'm on a mission to save as many traders from evil algos to help the tuna and the billfish and sardine traders get more green to their bottom line. The best part, you can take a look at my AM Turn and receive everything I mentioned here at absolutely no risk or obligation. In other words, by taking me up on this offer, you're agreeing to try my work to see if you like it. I know it'll be one of the best financial decisions you'll ever make. If you decide for any reason my work is not right for you, just let me know and we'll stop your subscription and you can keep everything you received so far. Now, if you're still skeptical, that's perfectly fine. I understand. I'd be too. There are lots of people out there who claim to know the secret to calling the turns in the market every day. How do you know my newsletter will work for you? Luckily, you don't have to. Take my word for it, but because my newsletters come with a full 30-day guarantee. My newsletter doesn't expire a great trading thesis. It doesn't teach you how the insiders look at the market. Doesn't show you how the professionals run a campaign, how to get the best trade locations, how to time your trade with the insiders and the algos. If you don't find it educational, if you don't find it entertaining, if you don't like the sound of my voice, if you don't like my writing style, I'll stop your subscription, no questions asked. You literally have nothing to lose. So go ahead and click on that order button. I just want to give back to all the giants whose shoulders I've been forced to stand upon have given me. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to my newsletter, The AM Turn. It's only $29 monthly. Do it now. Do it today. If you only got just one idea, would it be worth your monthly subscription? Jiminy Cricket's Batman. Now notice up here, you have a major volume spike, but what do you think is happening right here? What are the professionals, what are the composite man doing right there? And he says that's one big volume spike. If you don't find the AM turns not live up to your expectations, drop me an email or call and I'll address your concern. If you're still not satisfied, then of course we'll stop your subscription and let you keep all the newsletters. Money replenishes, time does not. You can do nothing. Stay broke, comfortable, or pony up the tiny investment. Just give us a shot. It's risk-free. If information was enough, you could DuckDuckGo it, YouTube it, Google it. You need a guide who's been there before and who can take you there now. I just want to give back to all the giants, all the shoulders I've been fortunate to stand upon, and thank you for your time. Your internet browser, go ahead and type Wycoff AM Trader. Click on the green Join Now button at the top to get started. Complete our Mr. Topstep's SSL 128-bit encryption order form on MrTopstep.com or call 888-WYCOFF, extension 201. Sign up to my AM Turn newsletter. Drop me an email. Webinar, Wycoff AM Trader. You instantly receive multiple ways to contact me if you need absolutely anything you need to help further your trading success. Just want to give back what all everybody's given to me. Subscribe to the newsletter. It's only $29. But the number one mistake most traders make is to step back and wait for the market to prove them right when they should be ready, willing, and able to let the market prove them wrong. The qualities essential to the equipment of a speculator or a trader are judgment, self-reliance, courage, prudence, and pliability. These should be added to quality, patience, and in brief, self-rigid control is half the battle. You must train yourself to act upon your decisions and to carry them to successful conclusions. Operate with no emotions, be indifferent to each trade's outcome, be willing to let the market prove you wrong. That's from the master, Richard D. himself. I just want to get back to what all the giants who showed us been given and are fortunate to stand upon. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to my newsletter, The AM Turns, only $29 monthly. With much gratitude and appreciation, I thank you for your time. You're welcome. Let me go ahead and